Hello, my name is Larry Neal, and welcome to another edition of Library Matters Live. Libraries are all about lifelong learning, but today we are going to talk about back to school in particular. The library has all kinds of services from newborns through college students, and we'll be talking about what's available in terms of programs and services. We'll be talking about some of the library's online resources that are available 24/7. And many ideas for you and your family. The library does serve 47 public, private, and charter schools in addition to our homeschool communities. So we look forward to inspiring you for getting excited about going back to school and using your library as a way to get great grades and have wonderful success in the school year ahead. Well, much of today's homework takes place online and from the home, and the library has resources available 24/7. And Michelle Roberts will talk a little bit about what we call electronic resources or databases and other online help for students.
Yes, the library has an abundance of resources that are available in what we like to call our electronic resource collection. The term database kind of brings up the idea of articles, but I think our collection goes a little bit above and beyond just articles that are available to the public, because we range from resources when you're fixing your car to job searching and resume building. And for the kids, we hit all of their homework topics that are really hot and, well, basically used in every classroom in America. So on our website, they're pretty easy to find, cmpl.org, and then you would then access them through the Research and Homework tab. It makes sense for the topic. And in this collection, we have a list of categories down the side of the page, and we also have an A to Z list of databases. From there, you basically go where you need to go. So if your child comes home and says, I have to do a report on this special person in history, we actually have a resource called Biography in Context. And by accessing Biography in Context, you are going beyond what we would have on our shelves, because here we have a collection of resources just about people. And it's special because when you pick your person, Coretta Scott King, for example, that's who I clicked on, your results come up with a nice summary on the person. You have featured content, which is usually news reports. So you have news articles, you have reference resources, so these are direct articles right from encyclopedias or biography almanacs and whatnot. We have magazine, and you have other fact books, all put together. And images. Usually when kids come in with projects like this, they need to go beyond just having a book. They want to make a bulletin board with a picture and all of that kind of stuff. So this resource will take you there. Or let's say that they come home and last year one of the big projects kept coming up is I have this country I have to do, I'm allowed one book and I have to find 2 online resources. Well, you don't have to go to Google, because right here we have a World Geography and Culture Online. And with World Geography and Culture Online, you get an abundance of information all in one selection. So you take it and you say, here's my country, I'm looking at Pakistan. You get a map that you can print nicely. You get an overview of the country with all the little data that comes with it. And sometimes you get lucky and you get images of the country and the territory, and you get a picture of the flag or whatnot. But all right there with just 2 clicks of a button. And I think you can get a lot of your homework done easily that way.
And Michelle, where are all the ads and the commercials trying to sell me trips to Pakistan?
Well, that's the good thing about databases. We collect valuable information, but we weed out all of the Google ads that you would probably have to go through. Internet database or internet search engines do great things, and they do have a lot of information, but we take out all of the little hills and bumps that you have to get through to get to that great information, because here you just have the valuable information without ads. You're not trying to get sold anything. Very
So what about my son who comes home and asks me an algebra question, and it's been, well, I don't want to tell you how many years since I've taken an algebra class. Is there anything the library can provide to help with?
Yes, we have a fabulous resource that's available from 4 to 11 p.m. that's called Homework Help Center. And the Homework Help Center actually has live tutors on the other side of it that are available there to answer your questions. Not everybody was a math major. So that being said, you know, getting out the trigonometry and the sine and the cosine, many parents just like phase over at that. But those kids have to get through that. So they're going to come home with questions, and that Homework Help Center is there for them.
Excellent. What else do we have?
Well, as I mentioned, we do have things for the big kids, as in the adults. We really do like our career transitions. Career transitions helps adults, maybe even teenagers, build their first resume or get ready for that next career, because it guides you step by step on building your resume, searching for the job, even gives you video tips and tours of how to interview the right way. You can take, you know, a browse career paths, kind of pick out what direction you want to go, then write your resume in that direction, or just work up the nerve to get out there and search for jobs locally. Again, we take the advertising out of this, so what we are doing is focusing completely on you. We're not trying to sell you a book. We're not trying to sell you a website's access. This is very simply, here's how you can write your resume and how you can post it online and get the job done and get that new job. One of our resources, and really it is just one, is only available in the library, but every day I have people that come in and they want to fix their car. I can't help you fix a car, but I can guide you through all data, and I can get you to the information that you need so that that window rolls back up on your car.
And so that I'll be all ready for next year's Gratiot Cruise.
You got
right?
it. You got it. Yeah, it'll look good. So yeah, that's the all data resource, and that helps people with. It basically has all of the technical guides that the car manufacturers put out available with images and steps on how to fix the cars.
And what about, say my child is perhaps learning another language, or I'm lucky enough I might be taking a trip somewhere where I'll need to know how to speak another language.
We have what we call, it's called Mango Languages. Mango Languages is another thing that is great from home and in the library, but it gives you an opportunity to create a profile. Again, this is a login. There's no financial commitment. It's simply a login so that you can keep track of your learning, so that when you're getting ready to go visit Spain and all of a sudden all that Spanish you took in high school isn't there with you anymore, you can go through course after course until you get a better understanding of the Spanish language.
And here's yet another question for you off the top of my head, but I know we have many entrepreneurs in our community that may be thinking about starting a business or want to get more information about our community. Does the library offer anything that might assist me with that? In
the business and investing section of the database collection, the electronic resource collection, we have a few things that will help you. There's some business planning guides, there's business insights. All of these are the building blocks. Demographics Now is pretty cool, because if you're working on a marketing plan and you want to know what you're working with in what area, that Demographics Now will take you to an area. It will tell you how many beauty shops there are in that town, so you can see what your competition is, or it can also let you know the people that live there, so you can actually do some mailers and work on marketing in different ways. You can do a lot of work on your business just by sitting down with our business and investing collection.
It's amazing that's there. We've just touched the tip of the iceberg. It's also important to note that some of our resources do require a library card, so if you do not have one, please come to the library to get your card. Some, such as our tutoring service, do require that, and having that in advance will
And everything on our website is well labeled in that direction, so if you're at home looking at it and you see a little key symbol next to the database, that just means that you're going to need to have your barcode and your 4-digit PIN number available and ready to go. But everybody here, staff at the library, can help you get access to that and get your library card. Another one that I would like to point out is a nice test prep collection that we have. The test prep collection is called Learning Express Library. And I'm a big fan of this because it helps kids in school get ready for the ACTs, SATs. It helps adults that didn't make it, are trying again to get their GED or finish their other high school education. But basically their GED can get completed through there. But beyond that, the adults that are getting ready to go to nursing school or take certain certifications for their particular career, whether it's an electrician or a plumber, we have access to that with our Learning Express library. And that works the same way as with the Mango, where you create a login and then you kind of keep track of your progress, and you can build from there. But it's great because, again, this is free through the library system. And with your library card, it gives you, basically, it's your key to all of this information that you wouldn't have otherwise. But to have like 5 or 6 GED practice exams available at your fingertips can be quite helpful when you're getting ready for that test.
And Michelle, I also know that a lot of times we get questions that relate to legal issues and health issues. Can you talk a little bit about those resources as well?
Absolutely. Recently, through the Michigan E-Library, we regained our access to a fabulous legal resource. It's called Legal Forms. And the Legal Forms collection is basically a set of downloadable forms that you can fill out for your own personal needs. Now, clearly, us in the library business, we get a lot of questions about, I need to file these type of forms, or I need this form, I need that form. We are obviously not lawyers, we are librarians, but we can get you access to the right form to get you started and probably educate yourself along the way, because preparing a will or an estate or even preparing for divorce is a very tough time for any person, but to have the forms at your fingertips and ready to go, and you can just kind of fill in the blanks and start from there and then maybe look for your other questions, it's worth a click there.
Great. And also it's important to note, I think, that it's a great source of information about health matters so that you're not being sold, again, a pharmaceutical product or some other highly biased source of information. You can get it from the library from researched, unbiased, credentialed sources. And our librarians are always happy to help you get access to what you're looking for.
When you head into like our health and wellness resource collection, and you do a search because you know, you've just heard that your granddaughter has juvenile diabetes and you're so confused by everything that the doctor said, by getting on here, you're going to see some full text articles and you're going to see some consumer health statements, basically from the National Health Institute. Basically, the authorities on this medicine are going to give you some tips. They're not going to have all the answers, but it really can build up your collection, so the next time you go visit that doctor, you can say, well, I read about this and I read about this, and they don't have to weed through your internet searching where they're trying to sell you some type of medication and whatnot. This is, it's a really good starting point when you're trying to get yourself healthy again.
I think it's also important at this point to note that the Michigan E-Library is funded at the state level by our state legislature. So these resources are purchased on a statewide basis at a significant discount to Michigan's taxpayers. So we do want to thank them for their recent increase in funding for this, which enables us to offer some products such as Demographics Now and some of these other test preparation databases, legal forms.
Absolutely. And remember, if you have any questions about any of the resources mentioned here, head into the library, stop by the reference desk. We're all here to help you, guide you through them, and get those questions answered.
And for that student that likes to do the homework at midnight or later, we won't talk about it, at least the library's website is open for business 24 hours and 7 days a week. So.
I love doing my homework in pajama pants, so I like it.
Thank you, Michelle.
Thank you.
Well, we have many teens in our service area, and I'm pleased to introduce you to Sarah Jones, our teen librarian who specializes in serving our young adults. Sarah, tell us a little bit about what is going on for our teens.
We have all sorts of things going on at the library, from traditional sorts of programming like book clubs and duct tape crafts to things that are a little more non-traditional, like our Dungeons and Dragons nights and our Geek Club.
Geek Club, what's that?
Well, we used to have an anime club, but our teens thought that it was a little too restrictive, and they're into a lot of different fandoms like Doctor Who and My Little Pony and Supernatural. So they wanted to have a day once a month where they could get together and, you know, eat some snacks, play some board games, and just talk about the multiple things that they like to geek out about.
Oh, excellent. Mm-hmm. And what else is happening?
One of our more traditional programs is the Pizza and Paperbacks Book Club, which happens at both our North and our South branches. This month we're reading one of my very favorite books, Monument 14 by Emmy Laybourne. So we get together, we eat some pizza, we talk about the book and whatever issues might come up in it. We read a lot of current books and also some classics and a little bit of nonfiction now and then. It's a really good time. We talk about whatever we've read as a group, and then we talk about whatever sorts of other things everyone is reading. Really fun time. It's the first Monday of every month at our North Branch and the third Friday of every month at our South Branch.
And what about teens that may want to get involved in helping giving you program ideas or what happens for teens at the library?
Yeah, we have a teen advisory council that helps keep me on my toes. They meet the third Wednesday of every month at 4 o'clock here at the main library. Again, always pizza, and we sit around and plan programs. They give me ideas about what sorts of books to buy, what sorts of things we should have available in the teen room, and they really, I try and take their advice as much as I can.
That's wonderful, and the numbers alone show what's been going on. Tell us a little bit about the participation.
Over the past couple of years, we've really built up our teen programming since I came over here as a full-time librarian. Our summer reading statistics have gone up a lot since I started changing up the prizes and offering a lot of the things. Like this year, one of the prizes you can win is a floating spinning TARDIS from Doctor Who. We've got some great Hobbit Lego sets. And so I think all of these great programs have really been bringing teens to the library.
And another new program that we've offered, tell us about the exam cram, the study hall. What was that all about, and what are you doing it again?
Sure, yeah. Last year we noticed that during midterm exams, every available table or patch of floor was completely full of teenagers, frantically studying for their exams. So I talked to the media specialist over at Dakota High School, and she and I put together a study hall program where for the days leading up to exams or finals, now we put a bunch of tables and chairs and snacks and laptops in our auditorium and invite people to come in and just use that space to study. We also used one of the smaller meeting rooms as a quiet study room so that we could have big group studying or just silent independent study. And it was a really successful program, and we'll definitely be doing it again this year for midterms and for final exams.
Great. Well, I know we have a lot of wonderful teens in the community, and we really love seeing them here in the library, whether they're participating in one of our many programs, just coming in to study, getting books to read for pleasure, or for their many assignments. And we welcome them. We love answering their questions. We love the challenge of keeping them excited in the programs that we offer. And Sarah, again, thank you so much for all you do in keeping our teens engaged and excited about the library. So we hope we'll see all of the teens in our audience in the library soon.
Great.
Well, we all know that back to school means more than just our K through 12, that it begins shortly after birth, getting your child into the library, used to learning colors and shapes and the skills, getting ready to read. And then the library does offer many things to help get kids excited about reading and ready for school. Deb Bodner is here, head of our children's department, to tell us a little bit more about what's going on for our younger crowd.
Well, starting with the very youngest, we offer our story times from newborns up to the preschool ages. We have different sessions for each of the different age ranges. And this is their first introduction to the library, to literacy, to books, to language, which is all very important as they are growing up and learning to read on their own. In the very youngest story times, not only do they do the stories, but also the finger plays and the nursery rhymes, which helps them to hear the differences in language, to break the words apart by singing. And all of these are so important first steps. We do ask for a registration for our story times. They are very, very popular at all 3 of our buildings. And we start our registrations 2 weeks prior to story time, and story time runs generally for 5 or 6 weeks throughout the year.
So some people say everything is on the internet now, and what do you need the library for? Tell us a little bit about the story times in the age of tablets and everything else?
Well, we are happy to be introducing our tablet tales. The Friends of the Library generously bought for us a number of iPads, and we have these fun little cases so that the kids can stand them up. And that we have set up some digital story times called tablet tales. And this is the opportunity for the parent and child to interact with the story on the computer, on the iPad. They can bring up a story such as Old MacDonald, and there's a picture of a farm, and they can put the cow in, and the cow moos, and they can put the ducks in the pond, and the ducks quack. This is all an introduction to literacy, again, as the parents and child are talking about the pictures that they're creating and singing some of the songs and also reading some of the stories. The tablet tales are led by one of our librarians, so it's not that we're just handing this to the parent and leaving them on their own, but it is a regular story time with a slightly different twist because of the format.
So I think our residents are right. The internet really has just added to the library services rather than replaced them. I know from our community survey that we just completed with 2,300 residents responding, 51% said they're going to use the library about the same in the next 5 years, but 47% said they're going to use it more. So to me, it sounds like the library is just adapting and taking these tools and making them available to more people in the public, giving them better ways to possibly use their iPad to help their kids begin getting ready to read and embracing the 21st century and all the technology that it has to offer. And our traditional, get out of your house, come to a public place, get to meet your neighbors and other people from the community that also have kids of the same age, and let the parents kind of network and build friendships and community and bonds that way too.
Absolutely. We run concurrent with our story time a self-supervised playgroup. We have special toys that we get out in our activity room. And I do know that there are families who have met new families, especially new families moving in. It gives them an opportunity to meet people with children of similar ages. And the playgroup is open to anyone. We do it at the main library for babies up to about age 5, and the North Branch has a program, and theirs is for slightly older, I think toddlers through about age 5. So absolutely, we want to make the library a destination. And along with some of the technology, we have a computer port with 5 stations in them that have a number of different programs preloaded, and including some reading programs and some drawing programs, writing programs that the kids can actually do themselves.
That's wonderful, Deb. At this time, I'd like to thank you so much for all of your work for the Clinton-Macomb Public Library. I'm sad to announce that Deb will be retiring next month. She's been with our library since 1999, for those of you that remember our small storefront over there at Garfield and 19½ Mile. Now to be running the children's services for this wonderful, large, beautiful library that so many members of our community use, and now we're seeing grow up, which is hard to believe as we watch the families bring their babies in. Now the first ones coming to this building are now 10 years old. But thank you, Deb, for being so much a part of our success, and we wish you all the best in your retirement and know that you will be very active still, and we just want to thank you so much.
Well, thank you. It's been a pleasure to work here and to see the changes over the years and to bring in some programs that I'm particularly pleased about. One in particular I'd like to, well, several I'd like to mention, but one is the preschool fair as your child gets ready for preschool. It's, I say, the auto show for preschools, and we have about 16 to 20 preschools in the area that come and display what they have to offer, and the parents can come and talk to staff. We do that in January. We also have finally put together a 100 books list, 100 best books that your child should know before kindergarten. The pink stars on the spines of the book indicate them. They are the pink starred books. And lots of classic tales as well as some newer tales that we hope will become classics. And then lastly, we have created a Play to Learn program, which we run throughout the year, where we take a particular book and develop the 5 pre-literacy skills of talking and reading and writing and singing and playing. And the parent and child work through these together. and that we are happy that we're able to continue those and to grow the themes through a grant through the Great Parents Macomb. So I've loved working here, and I will miss it, and I will miss the kids and the staff, but it's time to start a new chapter.
Thank you, Deb. Thank you again for watching this edition of Library Matters Live. Whether you are getting your children ready to go to school, if they are in school, we hope you will think of the Clinton-Macomb Public Library as a key component for success in school. We look forward to serving you and your family soon. Thank you.